I was always afraid of turning into the quiet loner type. And what I mean by that type of person is that type of person that doesn't have a lot of friends, doesn't really go out a lot, doesn't have a lot of relationships. And overall, I think when I was in high school, I was the type of person, I had a lot of friends. I had a lot of people around me cheering me on. And even after high school, I had a lot of friends. Go out to eat with them, go out fishing with them. And overall, I just felt like I had a lot of people support me. But when you realize the true aspect of life is that not everything is exactly true. And now that I'm truly believing that I'm turning into that type of person, I'm really okay with it. And why I'm okay with it, I think it's because I see myself growing as an individual. I graduated high school almost 5 years ago, which is crazy to say. And that same kid is not the same person that he is today. Mentally, physically, financially, I think a lot of good things happened in my life because I just put my head down. I think a lot of young people get caught up in the partying, the drinking, the whole college scheme of this so-called American life that I think a lot of us in our 20s want to live, or they do live. And I never caught myself into that. I've always been the type of person, I've always been pretty quiet, but I think the energy that I give off is what entices people to want to be around me. Once I open up a little bit, I have no problem, doing small talk. But something I just can't stand is when people get to know you, they think that they know everything about you. And then that's when, just say you're at work, and then the drama begins. People think that they know everything about you. They can start spreading drama about you. They could start saying stuff about you that's not even true. The friend group that I had in high school was probably around 10 to 12 people, and after we graduate, everybody says, all you guys are going to go your separate ways. And I had my doubts. I graduated high school during the whole COVID year when all that stuff was happening, and I was like, yeah, maybe we'll still stay in contact with each other. And everybody kind of went, and I still talked to a few people after high school, probably about 4 or 5. And eventually all of us kind of drifted away, but what I realized what happened is that I was the only one that drifted further away. I was the only one that was working 40 to 45 hours a week, getting a decent amount of money in my bank account, saving up, investing, getting a credit card. Like, I was doing a lot of adult things, and I think that instant growth, everybody else was like this, slow and steady, but I just shot up completely, and I just, outgrew everybody. And then I had people texting me saying, come out and party, Mike, come out and hang out. And at the time, I just wanted a new car. My parents had given me a car, but I felt like I was in debt to them, and I needed to work towards something. That's just how my brain operates. So 2 summers I worked to get a brand new car, and I paid it off completely in cash. And during that time, all those people went off to college, stayed in the same friend groups, and then I get a text. You're so quiet compared to when you were in high school. You don't talk to nobody. You just stay at home all day. And I flipped out. And I said, dude, you don't even know who I am anymore. I said, the minute that I put my head down and started working, and maybe I was going through something, I did not hear a single thing from anybody. Nobody checked in on me. Nobody said, hey, let's talk to Mike. Let's shoot him a text. Let's see how he's doing. He's being quiet. Maybe he's just going through something. Let's see how he's doing. Not a single person. These are floater friends. I talked about it before on this channel. You're going to encounter so many floater friends in your life. These people are from your job, your school, just out in a third place where you go. Maybe it's the gym. They're only around you when you're doing good. There's certain people in this life that are just much more mature, and this is not to say that I'm higher up on somebody else, but there's just certain people, like, once you start obtaining goals and looking at what you want to do in your life, nothing will stop you. Not parties, not relationships, not friends, not women, not men, nothing. Nothing will stop you. And I'm one of those type of people. I saw a vision, and I wanted it for myself, and I created it for myself. While everybody else was out partying, drinking, smoking, living it up, I wanted something in my youth. I wanted a brand new car. Now I look at all these people, right? They're complaining, oh, the economy sucks, I can't buy a car, when they should have bought a car 6 years ago, like I did. You should have put in the work. And all I do is just sit there and laugh. And I understand some people, they come from different financial places in life, but listen, when you're all working summer jobs, I was the only person saving up my money, investing my money, learning about different trade options. I was the only person doing it. The only person saying, hey, invest a little bit of your money in this. Maybe it'll triple what you have. Oh no, I'm going to go out to the bar. I need it for the bar. Do you know how much I hated that? And I hate how much it bothered me back then. Because now I do not give a shit anymore. I used to be like a people helper. I always wanted to help people. But you really can't help people if they don't want to help themselves. If two different people have two different visions, you're never gonna connect. And that's what I've learned. I can't connect with any of my old friends anymore because we all have different visions. I want a steady path, a comfortable path in my 30s and 40s where I don't want to work as hard. These people, they want to party, they want to drink, they want to smoke now, they want to live it up now. That's their way of life. Everybody wants to stay in their little comfortable friend groups. They want to party Friday night. They want to get so obnoxiously drunk and just embarrass themselves on social media. But then in 5 to 10 years, when people like myself have a good family, have great relationships, have a good home, have good things in life, and I'm not saying assets are everything in life, but once people want to finally settle down, it's almost too late. You know how many adults that I know that are in their 40s and 50s that say to me, dude, you are on such a good track in life, like you are going to be so successful because you're working for later. You're putting in the work now so that later you're going to be comfortable. And it also just comes from listening to older people as well. Older people that partied it up, lived it up, and are praying that younger people just listen to them. And I'm one of those younger people. So if you're turning into a quiet, loner type of person like myself, do not be embarrassed. Do not shy away. You're doing perfectly fine.